Good afternoon, Memaoina Aqua Baba Rainbow Radios 92.4 FM. Yes, I'm ready so Sunny, I'm ready to exactly a year, 3 minutes past the hour, 5 p.m. British time. Baby, I will share me no mema wakwaba, baby, I will tear me banano, mema wakwaba, edino, Dr. Ren. Na program no so drive talk. Send you winning no aha any I did the socio-political issue no. Ye didn't begua say ni a dissect no. Ni a yen in pensemu na ya bombardian near the no crano sunny tiano near the atuja. It's all about the facts, it's all about sharing with you the news that is making all the headlines. Odias, yeah. Especially from our motherland, from our great country, Ghana. Yebedin komo en komo ben enene ewa apono so ayehwe na ansa na medi en komo no ewa apono so no shenon so say me betna se ya na je say allo going to be ahaban tea woni wada roma na medi en komo papa ni nyina ebrewo allo going to be so de tea papa yenom eno na me nom wo enti wo behwe akora de we a me stomach no aye flat na me very healthy na me koba all going to be ahaban tea broni kano sour soup na just say nubna just say ahaban benefit ahodo bi to say eboa with digestive health eboa with immune system support and so anything bomodi ana pa kire akwan na pebito ewo telephone number sia me de to dwade ama we who are you kedia and one is 077 962 2364 26. My missus will be 077 96 23 6426 5 25 27 877 0755 25 27 877. Ghana so and one is our befriend was 05 55 55 6787. Momodia na fre na je wodie wati ana mami nua chiga jikanza kwaba sanso na girlfriend dad lomoti ewa ha say wada sani enso etie ewa ha wadinasa enso etie me sanso na oba friend ezai yenua mu a omunso etie mu Milton Keynes DAB no so Manchester DAB plus no so omutie me across a year, a friend is Alexa. A man for no more having issue with Alexa. No, the Nina Tuja. I remember what I'm born away to your choir. Obey me first one night down Saka Alexa. No, Zubi. More driving 92.4 FM. Our London. So, my mamma more aquaba. It is a brand new month. February near Womono. And the 3rd of February 2025. And it's Momonia. Na ya so netie na ya de sempano nyina no me de brewo I feel like worshiping. I feel like a little bit worshiping. Yentie Abigail Bafo metie michiawo yankwa ne yekotie Radio live 22.4 DAB plus
Rainbow Radio.
Is the story ready for story, man? What's up?
Yeshua HaMashiach is coming down today. And Santran in a cup of food in a cheese. A pursuit in the Nimo. Unbreakable Messumit in the Nimpio. Nae Mama was the Muswakasano. I think upon him, upon him, upon him, upon him, upon him, as it is from Miami. Legacy down the of it across the
Mame ka asem kase bi emfa nkyerɛ wo wate ewiase we sane ya wutie mu no ho emrepem no ho watamfo nyinaa no wɔmɛba before you wotie me me si ewiase a yewe ho emre ni du sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ watamfo worship wo watamfo be worship wo. It is as simple as that. What is here? When we say Dr. Ren, assemble pan and the wunia make me the audio be to jam wetty. Wonders shall never end. Emra yetiasi, the wonders of this world will never end. The only thing you have to understand, and say, be consistent, be honest, be truthful. Na ya juba ding, nemre ni dua. Watamfu bi anu opeso ogu animu ase no. Wobesa baba be power child say, hey, minia. Maybe a chain word, menume ho, the momeno, menume ho, famine from so me bonny if I chemi. Dear Semna maker. And a matisse a year near journalist or Ghana. A year Kwame Sefakai, or the Jan Twane Chalpa, Edia Comas a year, Sammy Gemfi, NDC, Mobe Kaim Rebi, Yenia Sammy Gemfi, called Peace FM, Emma, a year. When tables turn and when time changes, your enemies will bow to you. TMBA, just be consistent, be honest, be truthful. Na ye we dwuma sene se oduma kuma twedi ampo nyankopon eboa wo no. When tables turn and when time changes, your enemies shall bow before you. Yengotie.
Says he's coming down today to perform a miracle for you and I. Let me see I am my name. Say come upon very far from the mercy, but you give him the opportunity to worship your majesty to eternity, to the Holy Trinity. Angels are singing, seraphim and cherubim.
Nana go fimi da se na mamenka o se menya information be every Burkina Faso from one of our journalists be a wono so ho yeni na tikrum ha but wono so Burkina Bay or ye British Burkina Bay na wo say adia John Dramani Mahama ashasi a wo ye no say Africa leaders ni na etumi tie no asopemu a Africa is going to change and enti wo ka kire me as a Ghanaian say we should try and support the president John Dramani Mahama. And they say, and they will copy more a year Africa for one paying for any more. When they are 2 or many say, and Merana so say, one bet to me at Tunioma Yedia Boa Africans. No more journey the continent of Africa. Oh, Senia Africa Bebeni Munyam. That is the only way I say a drive every politician and every leader. Because then they will have the Europeans are also preaching, saying, America for the Donald Trump was said that one also preaching a year the same American first. And it a year Asamoah, your man Penini, President-elect a year John Dramani Mahama, Kano. Africans should take it seriously and we should ensure say you best support John Kwame Dramani no wetimi abomodenia and inspire the rest of the Africans no emancipate the mindset of the African leader and say enye bebrea na yedi akwanya mawa wo be selfish and greedy no ama wo manfo no ho akere wo mo. A time has come. We need to show leadership. By showing leadership, we need to serve the people. And in the way, someone, Ibrahim Sanko, I want to Burkina Faso, where a journalist, where they Abomodia, the Amane me say, and then me program me back. Me fan tuja, Emma Ghana for because it is the time for us to unite as Africans and take charge of our own destiny. I don't be sure say when you know a yard when what ya.
Says he's coming down today to perform a miracle for you and I.
In Chiakesi and Koma, a season broadcaster Mansa Musa and Ura Mansa Musa, the Assembly Atuja. Na Asemo or the Atuja, and member Modiana making kind in term. Was see when I saw this, I started thinking this was not a raw, empty talk. Was it about nothingness? This is a real deal with a life and death. Survival or perish brainstorming. And to think such serious matters is not trending when the other time Akufo Addo's backman collapsed onto the floor on live TV. What transpired revealed the lack of knowledge in simple first aid procedures. Those first aid things that we here in Abuja take it for granted. Even low-level management staff on a construction site in Europe would have performed better than the Choboy method of our MPs applied. This sort of a parliamentary debate and conversations are what the media should interest themselves in instead of running after Afenyo markings and not embrace silliness, go round wild goose chase. Let's think about substance small. We every inia Mansa Musa and this same way betuja. Yeni. Enche miami nua Nanachi ebe join ye. Nanachi ba join ye wo friend is edwumadi so ma memfanchia emfama miangaza aja we be say mebra panyini was Dr. Ren be tie wo na no wo mu krom wo California eja shishishi wo wa hey atsebu hey ewiazi we wo bi say eja na shishi wo Las Vegas in Potem enkofo bi pese enam PD ne Johnson and Johnson Honsa nsemo baby lotion or your Honsa 17 wo mo hyehyɛ friend say evidence am say Ghana ni then na wa dwene nko course asem we so anyway Oheneba to my own big brother Oheneba Frank the United States of America mo atena big bro. And then the about the removal of a Blackwa from a ministerial and oral rules and refer him to a OSP, a PMP, and a petition President John Mahama. Say a Blackwa, Onyan Concotina office, Ukrainian Pamono, when Yadi Obetimia, Jumano, and then a PMP party, a Kotwaba, Womo Rich, Omo Report, no, the Omo and no. Democracy sanity. US to cut all future funding to South Africa. Now Donald Trump who preach say would the American first. Now who preach American first? Now South Africa also preach South African first. Donald Trump is one of the one Tiasi and then one Tiasi China. Kwame. Was it South Africa is confiscating land, treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mentioned. A massive human right violation at a minimum is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. Every year, Donald Kwame, Donald Kweku, Donald Kweku, asemwa ono de ababa tudwa no no was said the tibia and one of the better ties South Africa for a strategic for they just say the apartheid no the white supremacist no one more jijin for us I wouldn't say Donald Trump there na dan for pie Elon Musk nso so ne papa no mabrofo no wo mu free South Africa and to send ye tibia no Elon Musk be the nsem begu na somwo ye the nsem gu Donald Trump asumu a Donald so the obey day we obey cut or see USA to cut aid to all countries Kofi or say Trump into Trump the wabe na media me hanu wakai na ura professor of law kwesi prempe was say Trump darling of apartheid boy Musk is now also a freedom fighter freedom fighter for what the assembly for white land beholders in South Africa. He is concerned and outraged about human rights violations and some classes of people being treated very badly. MAGA apparently also means make apartheid great again. And here I was thinking, MAGA is all about every country doing what their government thinks is best for their country and their people. So how is South Africa's land matters any of your business, Mr. Trump? If you are really interested in land confiscation and dispossessions going on in places outside America, with American support, you know where you stand. You know it's unprinted. It means a radio where every professor and law. I know what this I say way what they do that. Anyway, let's go.
Yesterday, the chairman was with me, no meeting, but then in the night.
Rainbow Radio, live 92.4 FM, DAB+.
They had a pre-sitting, they agreed to 3. Later in the afternoon, they said 4. And then again, said that, oh, let's compromise on 1 more. We said, okay, then you made it 5. Just as we finished the thing, we realized that they were already several other stressed.
Voices here, Uchi, a young Quadan no Mudia grow way Ghana for your Mara Shebitra for Anna Womo, ADD woman, what terminal grow up, and they just say, attempted the end of the woman funny say, a saponi seminar, and in see a moody Gary, just say, go to a year the micro, a year the minority, and they almost be a mighty few, and to the almost yen and they say, almost says, Nioma. Almost says tables, almost says microphones, almost says Ghana Japadia Kaya ye taxes no ye tinwa ye de koto. Almost says Ghana Japadia a year a friend is saying the trotro driver no ye tino taxes are ye de kopoto. And our fenyo markings more woman ya bria almost says Ghana Japadia. Now we are Ghana Nina will say public property. Ye see em kochu, ye see em found konkotum. Nano yet is a branch name say na adwene ka kakra ko parliament or ko sese nioma ye ko hunu ye no ye de na kwa akọ ato eye efiase Yes, won't conquer them. Now the question here ne say, painful way mate say, e kayen common wa ye babidi no eno ho. Na me pese eja me bono eye tofa kakra na wote ase. Se ne emre ne ba, wo nso betimi enche ye nua eye nana chei. Ye be kwa kofa no ne ye ne na twetwe eye enkomo wa afidie kese we so. Na abeto dwa se enkofo anan and the Speaker of Parliament say yen twi wo maso enam se wo mabomodian asese Ghana Japade na asemi beto dwei ana aye the minority few for so wo de wo ntiase ze the speaker ye no enye mra kwan so the speaker ye no aiso afa mra no de ahyena botuum na de open wo ye eniti wo mo srese speaker de ene wadane aye dictator we just said the wo ye no ento asum na emfa kwan the minority for no can say suspension of a year MPs no the afenya markings and the mighty few can woman you almost say can a judge shoot a thief on the street merely because it is his view that the person has stolen without taking him through the process of a year evidence gathering? We afenya markings and no any minority woman abomodinia aye press conference wo mu dia tudwa said the speaker here no say ento asumu nyansa bia nhyeda ennim say speaker no gather evidence bia wasaba betena wo say eja wo no mu a wo mo ye tutrasemi watwe wo maso watwe NDC fo aso nipa mienu ana watwe the minority few MPP fo so aso eno na afenyo say the speaker here no de ono de osusu se enyemra kwan so na wono speaker no afa so a wo ye. Now the question here is say de wo mo ye yi eto asumu enche ye omo frɛ Oliver se Oliver ye niom maybe Oliver baka for ma wo mo ke ka o madwene kyerɛ abrante no otimi se nkofo bi to no mo ye cross examination ke ka o madwene kyerɛ Oliver baka for ma wo. Let me put it on record. Emma the Ghana a year a friend is say Parliament in Tiasi say me nua ketewa Oliver Baka Voma asemu a okotena 19 times so a wokan ye say ministerial aye a friend say vetting no enkofo bi gi bribe no. Let me put it on record say emamo nwene say oni evidence Oliver Baka Voma had evidence and I have the evidence also. Now the only thing I say a year the NDC and MPP they say there's a year the council and the man Oliver Baka Voma a year Nana Atodazi and the catcher Oliver say it is early stages yet. Iti one of the onko plidi na opokum faninku na assembly son tuncha. The moment one corner say Parliament if only prove stubborn they are. They will bring the evidence. Look, yenyan kwadasa because you say Parliament one. Send yanka Oliver Bessa or can about the book of Manasseh. Ya man the crying amanen read the Manasseh book no. Clearly it tells you say this a year so-called a year appointment committee no. A kromfobi womu a omajijisika. Oh yes, me can we fidie we so. A kromfobi womu a omajijisika. Manasseh book mukura waka. Honorable Joe Wise wono so kra kada say Parliament amanfo babetua bribe me vet wo mo no kra wo ho amom yenka mo mpe no kra nti na musuro no kra no but ye mu bi no yaka kire mo say MPP o say NDC we will fight for Ghana and we will speak the truth and we are not going to mince any words as far as I say what evidence no na what the fact no what the document to back it no ye be kind of kra because man kind of kra menim say Ofcom usiu me Ofcom be invite me with UK enti no nya dia meba betena men cancer mu a ehye no kre enti eno no de evidence wo ho but ye be ma evidence na slide kakra emre pemu no ye de bebo modia atudwa enche ho no ye be ko ne akofa ye nua eye Ivan Innocent na ye ne no atwetwe nkomo ena me bese utie asem we kakra de mame efa eye afenyo markings media makachre MPP for mupeni ya mompamo afenyo markings as the minority leader obetimi aye chief whip e de amamo But as a leader of the MPP party, who yes, some of them are Afenyo Markins, Eddie Manimu. And I may tell the MTR, Afenyo Markins, when you're good leader, I will bet me the MPP party Cassian and him. Yamubini and Time on the Entrino. But you know, clearly, no, say, as some of the Babani Yabeka send a tear, ever no creso, without mincing any words, you know. Yabeka send a tear, because we are here to serve Mother Ghana. What they are saying? Aha. We are here to serve Ghana and a Ghana pencil and the best somewhere. Afenyo Markins, Edin Trobi. Na entrona wedi no, enememu entrokra wedi. Yemubi no, yenyan kwadasa. Ana yenyan kwadasa ni ye kan yensem nso a ye de fact no, and ye de baki yensem bi a ye de yeka. Any saying, Afenyo Markins kro it na appointment committee say wono ye businessman. Na MPP ba mu no one per position bia. Enti one per position bia ni ntino. No wan kwankwa pe eye friend say appointment committee for mu nsem wo eye position because ono susu say look MPP no nya ponya de bia ebetimi amani sika bi enti wono ne de wan dwene ho se obekwa akopre eye appointment. Afenyo Markins asemwa wono editu edwano. Now clearly asemi a afenyo de betu dwano me hwehwe mu ada edi pefe se papa no enya nokure ena na wo ka when di nokure ankyere Ghana fo because I have got an audio sir actually pefe se emra MPP wa ban so obomodi apa achewa asanke yenye the minister ana Akufo-Addo amma the ministerial position ono afenyo no ankasa ekan ye nenumuto ana ode to abontene enti ene isa ukofo obi te se Afenyo Markins na oti eye appointment committee anim no o kansem foforo a clearly you should not take his words seriously. What this person is doing is say no appointment committee no what is one the posture and the position ni nyina na say wo ye bibia ebe please Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the better ex-president of Ghana. What you say? Aha, and no warrior. But I said warrior bibia ebema the image of the MPP no nipa domino edi eye ehuma bro bi beti omo asupem and ya no warrior. Because clearly ya koto abano say nke Akufo-Addo bo ne homo de ne ya and MPP for breaki the 8. Or re ya one bo ne homo de ntino and the MPP for elusu poto and they yenya a very huge margin ama affected the MPP numbers in Parliament and they were madane the micro minority no. So clearly Afenyo Markins is not somebody that Ghanaians should take him as a serious person. One, the or ye for ono ankasa ne person kuminya. It is a wutie ne kasana ne wutie ne numa semwa and semwa walk our parliament when you know is about one and the ebema Akufo-Addo feeding the ego where your vice or your friend say former ex-president what you here where your former say ex-president won't you see a kona question bro for me na make say me pen a bit me aka no tie. So clearly Afenyo Markins what take a year friend is an appointment committee anymore. Onya na adwene so obebusa question papa bia magana fo nya ho fa so debi because enka oya na adwene so obebusa question and camera health minister betna na nim no enya afa no obeka kire Ghana fo ne ewiase amansan fo nyina se wono Afenyo Markins no sebio wabobra enti no wabobra enti nam se wabobra enti no and 1% wono ebebo modia akwa de age eye position clearly Afenyo Markins ti wono no what when you know, so maybe some questions that will provoke the thought of the health minister. Yemia a year Ivan Che innocent. I'm not for the one I say, the dini innocent, but when you're innocent, you're going to come on Papa. Ivan, Yamwakaba. Now, I'm to say,
oh, Yamiadma Hodo,
Mamin can say a year London for Maba one, especially the nurses of one. Womo check pa enra me kopie mu eye baby e frɛ ho epin na Ghana for mamefo bi a mekohwom ne nketesia fo bi sɛ Ivan no wonware yanka emi nua baba we I what here ya you no crew market the be na war na msi Ivan no oye ukokan esi ade asem be banti ma me fo munja abrantie no na mo de sa no ma obi ba JK mo obi ba Ivan no ahwe fom say brap Ivan enti the London for my can no apomu biem.
Oh, me hoya na Monday morning, Monday afternoon in Ghana, Monday evening. Me chill be or say be me chill be and I think say ya no must say those Ghana for munyamre and follow the discussion back home. My catch up I'm sad about and motivate me has to do with the energy Ghana for the diaspora. They used to follow discussions and political development back home. And I think that a lot of people are interested in what we do here. So yeah, there will be as support whichever way they are not. It will be as because I think that all the time, yeah, the very people who are motivated to do what we do. Because sure, yeah, we is any plenty and any kind I'm not sure so when you so yeah, chill be
Joe Ivan and yeah, Joe so far. Many occasions the producer say Alexa Fono womu tie pa Ivan in Yatna CD numbers now were 800 this year no a shoot to call 2218 t when him say when mom so air drive your muti no you see and almost about 500 for in 80 over a year the other social media and so a lot of people are listening. Ivan yan fanchas you say Assembly Baba Tujafa the president of United States of America. Now, and they say African leaders be brainwashed so Edo Manua to me say, why should African leaders be worried about Nshisheya or Donald Trump Wunikrum? Why the worry? Adena ye tie sunie bombadian won't say this is a clear opportunity for African leaders, especially Yenya Sebiu. Africans a year paying for more a year or mine or woody or many mono. This is a clear opportunity for them to a year develop a year warm crew rather than say blemu a year Donald Trump. And say me a year Ora a year former a year president of Kenya a year Uhuru a year Kenyatta ena or the tuja. Me pesa a year with your indulgence ye did a year just ye tie ne numu asemino na ye ba na eja. Also, what they was atu eye eda. Yanko tie eye Uhuru eye Kenyatta.
I saw some people the other day crying, oh, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. What why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, to Julius, what are we going to do? I am a toa hiyo pesa sasa tutafanya namna gani jamani? What are we going to do? Yeah, to support ourselves, because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things. Yeah, the bullets and the guns we buy, we're not given for free. We buy them, and we're not buying them to go and fight wars off our shores. We are fighting our own people. Hapa too. Yeah, brother killing sister, sister killing brother over stupid things. Yeah? Let us work together.
Yet a year Ora a year Uhuru Kenya no chilemu say Emma Africa for leaders no any worried, and it's the right time for us to think about how we can also develop our country. And Donald Trump say a US aid to other African countries or between. Some leaders are of concern, especially African leaders. Do you think, say, a year former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, at what point say we shouldn't worry about, say, Donald Trump ever cancel aid our more edema African countries?
Yeah, Dr. Ren, the time I mentioned you na mentioned what's here for. Now, when I said this issue way a very complex issue. It depended how over approach, and so here America position post Second World War. America became the world leader after the Second World War. Yes, there are many who argue about the unipolar, the bipolar world at the time, but it's the fact that America became a world leader after the Second World War, and in doing so, or yes, sir, in the form of aid packages and assistance to countries, then as for them. So we are quite now to so by it is through this Out of Marshall Plan. A true and on what it pay or mind to say, even Turkey, I will be able to say a Muslim dominated country to be one of the countries that very a part of NATO, all because of the Marshall Plan, package na a woman, drop communism, go for democracy, capitalism, and come for cash. So America, in terms of aid, other countries, has been a foreign policy approach what you saw over the years. And I turned out to a lot of African countries, especially, are so much lazy, and we have normalized it. It is we say obituary every day, becomes normal. You think that person has a responsibility to all this as a kind of amount, even though aid any assistance. There are some that come as a result of treaties and other engagements in Nasifwa. Yeah. But you see, so where and there, the geopolitical arena, also now where how attention is a brew, and how America, for instance, every position in the one. Most of them are adopting this protectionist approach, domestication instead of globalization. So Trump, that has been his policy. Let us take care of people within America. So why must we waste our resources taking care of other countries? So Trump is somebody that is ready to let go America grips on the world. Because the very moment you let go all these assistance in the aid, you are going to lose a lot of your allies, your friends, and people over the years. So but he, because he's from a business world, that politics and he's looking at the win-win situation for America, where the people will benefit from ties and engagement or no. He sees win and I say gain. Beyond that, he's not looking at any other thing. And now motivating this particular decision. And in recent times, what can America approach or dealing with this illegal immigrants in the forum? Now, Trump or impose tariff in the clearly, a signal to Obia said this is foreign policy approach. The guy is not going to bend it down because he has this economic way and drive on how America is going to win in terms of economic. Whether politically America will be superior, those areas in the focus and the shadow they have. And why Africa is worried is because you see, over the years, corruption, your family saying mismanagement, family and friends, young waste state resources, so on our own, we've not been able to take care of our countries. And I rely solely on some of these external cash now, and we think and enough. Normalize them. It's why we expect countries to take approach sabi obetinya toto ne niema yi ama e man no ankasa anya a certain economic fortune bia ono ankasa betinya ye no, that responsibility you renege on it. And you rely solely on some of these monies every abundant ever. So you cannot fight him because that is his foreign policy doctrine adopted. And it's not as if that Trump was when he was campaigning in America, he told the people, this is my approach. So for the people to vote for him overwhelmingly, it means the people subscribe to his policy of protectionism and domestication. That is why the last time I may not have a conversation, I told you, Trump may be taking unpopular decisions and may be taking unpopular decisions, but he has a popular support from the people. And this our deportation in as for now air course we are the core American people now more home free say these people are invading your country. Abeji or Mansas or they are really pushing for this thing to happen. And it's a UTA border crisis now there course before now. People were happy say Obama Trump and say Oba some of these things will stop. And for them, they don't have a problem. Yeah, no problem. And why should we have a problem? Because of gross mismanagement, incompetence, greed, corruption. And the fact is that we are not ready to do anything for ourselves, but we rather rely on some of these things. And then, as you said, may not have all this, as you said, Uhuru Kenyatta, ATA, me and Sana all making this. I have posted on Facebook just recently, some few minutes ago before our conversation. And I don't know if I can put the poster.
Yeah.
Say, however upsetting Trump's mass deportation of illegal immigrants from the USA may seem, it is a wake-up call for corrupt, self-serving leaders around the world, especially in Africa, to fix the mess choking their countries, stop stealing and invest in your people. I think that is the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly what you were saying, Pepe. I think it's the same thing now. Also, say,
Exactly. So you cannot blame Trump. We blame ourselves because it's not as if we don't have all it takes. The resources, everything we have it here, but ask yourselves that attitude consistently. No, we can't take care of ourselves. We better take care. On my way, go bankrupt in an African country. On my way, declare your friends saying. The debt service crisis, a African country. On my way, a African country, not so for Sikano bar, there, we turn the whole thing into a political show. That we messed up and everything goes. So Trump has sat down and has realized how irresponsible most African leaders are. Not just Africa. The target is not Africa. Around the world, even in the offense, not
even Canada, cry what to be a mom.
Yes, and so with him, Trump, I don't know. Oh no, he doesn't give a damn about Obiade Obiade. Oh no. Once he wakes up and he thinks that this is what is right for his people, Obeya, he doesn't care. That is why he's so much unwavering in his resolve to ensure that this particular thing will be done. And the Obiya Bekambia untie. It is our standoff with Mexico, the standoff with Colombia. Guatemala and several other countries, and the posture is almost the same as any other African country. So it's not as if that he's treating any other country with way. Canada of all countries, a man for dream to go to Canada. No? Look at the way he's talking down Canada. And that's for clearly, I said, or you're very persistent in his foreign policy, new foreign policy approach. You're protectionist and then domestication. Or making sure that my first priority is to serve the people of America. That's fine. And you can't be grouchy because the people voted for him. So it is a wake-up call for African countries and other people say, we need to also wake up and make our country great again. Because they check our side, and no be other sorry. America is the eye of the world. That's the destination everybody want to go. Because the last time I had argument with somebody, Nameka said, you wake up a day, you can't superpowers, and then people are mentioning China, people are mentioning Russia. Dr. Ren, the statistics and the data are available. How many people wake up a day, no, I find a bag, somebody Babusi and call Russia, what in mind?
China and Russia and the Ghana form soon. Yeah, but see, America, and the American baggages in the trainers now, yeah, hip hop, I was China.
Obia find a bag is all because economic life in Russia that particular way, doesn't create that particular avenue for it can't happen.
I mean, the discipline in these two countries, higher and greater freedom of speech, any freedom of association, and many African people don't want to go there.
Yes, and in China it's the same thing. The only time you have say African or visa for China and either sort of name and also Okusian there and our conference. I said Ghana you for the bag is China make fighting for Chinese citizenship and I'm fighting for Russia. It hasn't happened. So America has always been the target. and people are flowing because of massive economic opportunities that are available there. So it is the eye of the world. Everybody wants to go there. The reason why you see everybody around the world will be sorry, you are going to America. So Trump also feels that he has a responsibility to ensure that mass infiltration, will be curtailed. Because when you have people, if people are coming using visa and as for, so they go through certain screening processes and as for. But you wake up a day and you have about 10,000 people crossing your border, entering into your country. There is no data, absolutely nothing about it. Check it. The criminal background of people who are coming, the reason why they are coming. It's a messy situation. And I think that particular reason, these reasons, and they justify these things in his eyes and in the eyes of the very people who voted for him. So, like I'm saying, African leaders, time has come for us to wake up. The immense natural resources and the we need to turn them into something valuable. And then somebody sent me a document, Botswana government, and then one foreign company are going to agreement. The diamond, rough diamond, it's one of the biggest diamond
countries in the
in the world. I want to now go into 50-50 agreement. Even that I disagree. But they are having 50-50 agreement with this foreign company. Come back to our part of the world, Dr. Red. Yeah, oil since before time. Now you're 10%. Now, no under 2024, and the Biabai, lithium. I am for Soraba, so and I has say. So it seems like you need answer because you didn't say, politics is about maybe Kisika for myself, and then I will always impoverish people. Number two, also, constituency are honorable. So economic opportunities and incentives that are available to people in America. It is not for people here because people are not willing to create it. Like I just said, the doctrine of leadership in Africa has always been the same. Create poverty. Let the people be poor so that you can control them. But in America, and your doctrine to make people poor. The doctrine is to make sure that let people work. They gain money and we also gain. That is why the last time I was telling you is the American economy, even in the UK, is debt-oriented.
Yeah.
Obia the cat. You can't live in America for a month. Now you can't. You understand? So the system is like that. You need to work. That is the system we need to replicate here. Lesson because Dr. Ren, so Ghana needs so even on common 5,000 a month. Now you are sure that work is guaranteed. That trust me. Never be bring to kind.
Where the Okasa some with my for way to Mukakra. And then one of our brothers be sending me a message be so Modiana post was social media and it's saying a brand TB no obi no could do USA and what the message you are sending. Now say I arrived in USA on the 19th January 2024. And they sent me back to Ghana 24th January. I arrived in the USA on 19th January 2025. And they sent me back to Ghana on 25th January 2025. And now I don't know what to do because they sold family property to send me. It was not my fault. It wasn't my family's fault. I hope our leaders can take a cue and fix the country for all of us. Where do I get the help to pay off the money for my family?
Dr. Ren, make no mistake. In all this analysis and argument that I make on this deportation thing, I will never blame any Ghanaian I will travel to US. Whether I say all paper and not only paper, I will never blame them. I've spoken to a number of people that are living abroad. Some a desire to even live in Ghana, to come home. But Dr. Ren, you said, dear Pamulu Jaiwa, how dare you stop running? when the thing now you can't stop running. It is that extractive economic institutions are certain or I so corrupt. I so your friends say and really the power. I so greedy. I impoverish people. There are people who make the argument, oh, Ghana, what's national business at? Yes, it's true. You can sit here, but besides, such incentives and opportunity, in terms of percentages, how many people when they are available to them? The same people go to America. I can sit here and the majority of Ghanaians are US, go how to be income. Obi oha, what the pension is about to be thrown, but they go there and they make life. Because the system has been structured in such a way that it takes care of everyone. I know Ghanaians in the UK, they don't even know, they can't even speak good English. They can't write. They can't read anything. But they are living good. Because the system has been structured in such a way that, Dr. Ren, why can't we do the same here? These people come back to Ghana and now, they see you as a failure, but ultimate try no move, no okudu that particular place. He or she becomes somebody, and then at the end of the day, Nipana Otiha, say, well, go school, and to be thrown in when you say, suddenly the person becomes the family head. Family will take a decision, or you involve her. Yes, I mean, it's not how hypocritical we are. It means that we can equally turn this particular economy into an arena. A bit to me, I say the human potential, the ingenuity of everybody, irrespective of whether you are educated, not educated, strong, whatever.
Do you think it's we are going to do a pempenswa instead of say the educated ones, any a year compete among the so-called uneducated a friend is saying masses of the nation, it's about time the educated ones will try and profess solution and then get the wisdom of Sebio, the society na nipa domna anko school together instead so as a competition between the educated and the non-educated, but it rather yen coming together, Jojo, and see how best we all can fix the country Ghana. And I'm saying this on a background story of how no more parliament access to loans, all because they were complaining to the then Jerry John Rawlings to say, school MPs class na abogafo no na one mu detect woman esisi adaya kese woman na ewo cocoa farms no woman na ewo tomato farms no woman so aneja ahemfofo ni tie woman so na ba woman de cars posh ones ne ba ye kwa so ni enya all these access to loans no and to cars ye ho be kire. Do you think that we have come to a point where and then we should team up as a nation, whether educated or non-educated, so that we can all build the nation Ghana?
Yes, I think that is a good question. Dr. Rana, I am watching. I'll say that one for us and the message my face is not showing on your video on Facebook, so I don't know how you can fix that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think the question now will come on a very, very important question. As you're looking at as a people. Dr. Ren, one thing I've been telling you is that the system now Kasano is corrupt. It's structurally is skewed against the masses and they favor few in power. That is the problem that we have. Because you see, we live in a country. On minor yet we are about 33 million people, Dr. Ren. Nipa or more government payroll and yet up to 1 million. But these people end up taking almost 60 to 70 of all tax revenue generating the 32 million on my can there's a money in the moon. nothing happens to them. And we've done it in such a way, say, for instance, if you go to Parliament, now car loan, if you go to your friend said the judiciary and other people, these are people are ordinary, we pay them well and far better than the teacher in the classroom, than the lecturer at the university, than the military officer or risking a life, than the police officer and a doer will be a dano or take car to our name would air bogan and the hobby. If you look at the salary structure and as far the man now, if you go back to look at these people aside their salary, the other incentives are a camera, a buabum. A idea and motivate you be a so I know the day. A person America by the eye of the world that will be a person or then it position politicians and politics as a face of everything. I will be a super alcohol because alcohol and that is the kind of sick narrative as a yes as people going forward. Because I'm not sure say you justice and not say say I nase a coswa. Dr. Ren, the system is structurally skewed to against massive citizens, and in favor majority of the people out there. It did not make catch now. Oko Parliament, I'll call your first thing, Yama car loan, Koto loan, Kotoka, Dr. Ren will be over Parliament, So when you're ready, now say, to me, maybe as a teacher, you know, grass now, or also air quality way, no. Why not talk our man? Why the man those incentives in the for no? See me now risking a life, no. Why not? Oh yeah, baby man. I've worked with people at the theater, Dr. Ryan, through medical procedure or OB operation. There was a spillover and the blood gushed into the doctor's eye. Unfortunately, no, the person was HIV positive. So till date, the doctor is HIV positive. Because of your friend said the risk are involved. Never president as a forum and the ketwa. Dr. Ren, these are risks people go through. And at the end of the day, if the system is not rewarding, it's not benefiting them. You sit here, work as a nurse 30 years after. Maybe at a crime damage or waiting to see a class. The system is not rewarding. Somebody be join political platforms to see how whenever I was see die or airport hills and then as a forum over take cars and as a forum. So I know the day, the question is Nippon we hear you or mine grow no, and your those at the top and your those at the ground. They work to build the country. The question is are we working to build the country? Go back to this. There's a ministers in the crowd. That's what they do. Dr. Ren, go and check the various CEOs, deputy CEOs, the benefits and other things that comes their way. And there is something I always make strong arguments against this per diem that we pay to people because they are working. Because you are not per diem, no. You are working. I don't know you travel. So if you are traveling, I don't see the sense in paying extra money to these people because the person is traveling. And you know the way we do our things. A meeting that is supposed to take 1 day, they will spend about 3 days off for the per diem, then as a forum. So all this in near way, or minor economically. And I've told you, these monies could have gone to other people. The last time I may explain to you why the system is skewed in the way it is. Because in the olden days now, Dr. Ren, coming from London to take care of Africa, either as a governor, as a police officer, was seen as a risk. And to go back, your man salary, your man risk allowances, your friends say, bet allowance, clothing, all these things were there to motivate Abrofuna for her for traveling all the way those days from London to Ghana. No? The economic conditions, the health-wise, and so forth, and not a toxic environment that nobody wanted to come. So they needed to motivate people to come. Dr. Ren, independence, we didn't see the sense to do away with this thing. And do back judge, our garden boy, our cook, our security, our these people are paid by the state. I'm telling you.
When you say one of the things I said you're working now make us say a share Ghana for trim na till date grano. A man for be no and ma emancipate or my dream say, but here me quiet a buying eduma. Send okay during the days na colonial masters eduma near Pocoya de Bois Womo. And it's our governance, no, the governance there, no, the workers there, no, the public servants there, no, proud to a year 1957, no. Now, Omo the say, you be year Jumano, near the Abwa, a year British governor, no, and a year the crown, a year queen, no. Now, ya pejat were no ni ideology, any were no near ma wope. And inti, and I'm say, ye papa, ye mammy and ananono, a moving a bedroom pempenso, a seoma buffoon, no more quiet memoir. Omo say e ya ban adwuma e ya obroni adwuma and it's no omo nyere wo mo ho enye because it was a form of protest to the leaders then. Now fast forward your independence in 1957 I think say one of the things that a high after the overthrow of a year Kwame Nkrumah was a year the sensitization the education the many papa ni nuanom say e free na ekono adwuma no a wo kwa akoye e any of the ministries no enya aban adwuma biem na emom ye yankasa ye adwuma enti yanyire ye ho yenye yankasa ye adwuma na emom si yanyire ye ho anye ne akoye de se eye obroni na adwuma no an ye no te se de be ne saa trokan no de a ebe ha wo man no mpuntuo ne wo man ne nkoso enti till date obi kọ eye adwuma mu a no akọ work loto obi kọ adwuma mu a no akwa akodi agro because we catch us we dey aban adwuma the referee say eney aban adwuma no eye wo no ene me adwuma na ye dey ase ne nsa so wonye ne yie na aban no oman no entumpon menim say what did they make can say Ivan
yeah me to say Dr. Ran is true it's true and we can make that argument any day it's a very solid argument your friend said you bet me justify because Dr. Ren, it's a fact say adwuma no kruma so what transnational will track output you know very well that is zero majority of adwuma no kruma bia any impact our economy so because of this level of indiscipline and mentality then as for no we are just marking time oba Europe say nipa no ma wadwuma 5 hours they see to it within the 5 hours you commit a lot into the 5 hours go to London na kwa am for mo ye adwuma warehouse na se for no say nema na wo sesa Dr. Ren within 1 hour no e bia within 15 minutes you work and make sure that there is a productive output in that part of the world and just had it you so who was am for a year adwuma but the output is nil because nobody is really working. Because there is no systems and mechanisms in place to check the productive output of an individual. And you know, the output to this because the mentality is that and when people are stealing from Aban, they see the Aban as an alien, as a foreign or some kind of obi.
Exactly.
Now I have seen people living in government bungalows and as for Dr. Ren. Nipa na professor or your doctor or was senior at a level or the Madia Yawanga. Uncle dine our team no. Bear 30 years in the penty dine or tap. But on one dine or the Amahan or call Cohesia pentia. But dine on team no because I buy yam penty and into the unfancy penty.
And I say, and you been a see Ashanti regional and the new Ashanti regional minister no. Emran one bamba a year Ashanti regional minister. The videos no about 2 abontinia. 8 years of MPP. Woman to me renovate a year the residents of the Ashanti regional minister. Any the residents are president but Ashanti regional baby or Tibeto. No matter what my food. No matter what ma a chance we are sofa nene air condition area a friend is saying sliding doors sliding glasses. Can you just imagine? Because I are buying there.
Yes, because Anamakacha said no punitive consequences for nobody. Kroma you can punish you do everything with impunity, you get away with it. And that is where we need to begin this conversation. People do these things. And it's the reason why your mom for Duma, Syria near Nigeria, I won't win you. So the last time I was telling you.
So when you yet me say a juicy position, where they are juicy position, how should a friend say serving your nation be a juicy position?
Juicy position. Because your mom point to the man for near Tunium, because on himself, or mess up, no responsibility, nobody will hold anybody accountable. That is the sick culture we have created in our part of the world. So, Sanyama, when you know, Kabuma, Dr. Ren, a creative poverty. A creative poverty, people must always find a way to survive. Some cannot sit in. There are a lot of people who are travel outside. Dr. Ren, make no mistake. I'm telling you.
Hey, now there's some now okay. Near Mubebre by ya bessia, dear, young coffee cry, Sienko. Now I'll crom what is a police, a bang, crap. Many years ago, now man for Johnny, because Serbian crat anymore. Hey, because what or qua in a bushia could be, or qua in a bushia, dear no more could be. Make us be a bushia, a Japadia, the Atonti said, you're making cane, Yatuma bushia, Japadia, some Fambra Brucci. Or Barbara Ankoyi, or so say, one coffee, or bet cock of him time or bet them one and near ma to 2 years when you be a coffee. Yes, our party, or catch us on coffee party, I won't because look.
Dr. Ren, that is the reality. Yeah, ignore. And we seem to be having a normal conversation where everything is okay, everything is cool. Nothing is cool. The name of Trump, in one part, Ireho and some fata, but in another part is a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call for African leaders and we the citizens. Last time America said, I never come when Ghana for more diaspora and said, in this political conversation, they have never left themselves out. Ghana for the diaspora have been part of this conversation from the beginning to date. And I like the way the energy and the enthusiasm of what is driver, a child said, the mere fact that you are not living in Ghana doesn't mean that the cost I am foul. God of the Ren, pressure and as if we free fear call to people abroad. Send me part of our phone on flower. On found we are depressed. On found we are. So Obukura flower Chiao, oh Mr. Said obesity, no answer I send a message. I need money for this.
I have a say, many wouldn't come where me call for ya, me journalist for your information, Bremby. And last month, assembly out of Tunko for boys in tea, me journalist now be born where you are, baby, what that hotel, I hear when we are copim time, and some of the back from Kakra. When you know, Sebio, one confess can't command what. But then when your story, no, I say, you now the Chadima or mine tea or mine so far, why do not yet to Mrs. a year or mine shebre? Said you, okay, Punyako now, you must show.
Yeah, that's right. Now I understand can near my be a matter of Viva from UK. How would see, I'm not sure, say your colleague. I wouldn't let you hop before one process and be 100 pounds.
Oh, Debbie.
That's no big catch. I say, or say you can now use a be a Chelsea car 10 pounds. And I 10 pounds and I count 10 pounds, no, or fast and be brow blue or Ghana. One pay I can be so when you say, you not 10, but wow, what's one winning brow better and son Albania says he cannot. So I think that, Dr. Ren, conversation like this, it is never about NBC, MPP. Said we trivialize the whole discussion, politicize it, another day we lose its value. I think that they are Trump because Trump another person may come and even be far more worse than Trump. Obi grab a catch us say, "Wow, paper crowd or cast off time has come. In the next 100 years, Africans, their priority say, Messiah Makotro be mine, so Messiah Makotro be mine, so yen take it upon ourselves. Say America, a man for build you, or man, a build your mind to home. Time has come for us to do the same. Now you say in the future, your kids will not go and live in another man's country to be subjected to this kind of humiliation. I mean, who heard some of the videos now? I don't know, but obi the video send no muti come mo kwa no say police go tina kwa the car ni engine ai na nipa black man na huro fi car no mu pam o biana na yesa no ni wu you understand why
Unim say Ivan unim say ekrum ha there was a time an army bus central London na driver ni drive ya na central London is na omo yusu bicycle ni sa no man ya no mota doso because of businesses ni parking ni sa they were high intino it's how you see public transport and then they use their bikes and then they get to work and I drive by a cyclists be car driver him to the driver ni break here yeah mommy penny be what take a friend is say one of the seats na the chair pop a metal bus nim na a while penny and power na ne mama astate swele Charlie driver ni hunu sa ne yemhye no broni driver ne yemhye ne se ne wo frɛ ambulance enti ye nyina ye nsi fom maame ne se de be me frɛ ambulance enti e wa na me de twi kasa me hwɛ se bia no eni maame tuntum ne nipa tuntum me hwɛ se bia mi krom ni am so maame pa cho boko de no so me ofa se boko na frɛ ambulance a me ho be kyere me na me nya fela no na me ne si boko na ja me pay one of your private doctor CBA 1 or 2 me can be bre tintan so nti kofuti ana ja be de ne call ya ye kosana ye man the drama fire na ja me anka some expenses me am hwema ye ne bibia kama ana me ja no na ja me to a makwantu so clearly no mpono we pra ne kra no soroso obekọ ne akohunu ne general practitioner GP and now obekọ hospital because him so okwa nneema ne nkrata ne kra woni bia wodi be register no enti we pra o ankaja driver nim say ne fault de but then am nkrata enti wodi ne mumma kofie sa.
And there are almost suffer domestic abuse in the UK, in America. It be a rape, it be a by force imprisonment, and then as a for man for shut them. You can't report because all reports are now. These are unfortunate situations people are locked up in. And I think say, don't blame Ghana also to crime. Never blame Ghana owning krata and fault. Blame us. The kind of corrupt system we have built here. But at Iran, I can sit and tell you, say, resources be our mind be here or the in abundance, including human resources. Argentina situation now turning out to be something like this. It's because of the kind of politics I hear in Cuba. Winner takes all. Winner knows it all. Winner need to have it all. Family and friends, rewarded among for based on their contribution, not based on merit in anything. So the panel so bad. Or a president Ashema de William, a Juma Maya Yentino Mudi Yamame, 18 on so bad. It's business as usual. Or mess up a system not is so damn to the extent that there are no consequences for So we have created a flat system that nurtures corruption, that grows corruption, and that rewards corruption. So such a system, you will never be successful. And that explains why entire Africa is flat. Because corruption is pervasive, greediness, indiscipline. These are the three critical things that is destroying Africa. Corruption, greedy, and indiscipline. And are we ready to confront these things? So very often, instead of us to have a very honest conversation about some of these themes, we turn it into politics. NDC by obey say, MPP so by obey say, and I win the yeah. And my culture say weak people always blame others because weak people cannot take responsibility. Strong men own up to their mistake. They are part of it. They help fixing it. But because we are weak, we never act. No, we are no. What in a better who could not be before a year. And the last time I was telling you, whenever you have that notion, are not doing it before you said that. Because always, there is a point for you to justify your failure. And whenever you have reasons to justify your failure, you are done. because there will not be extra motivation, no intrinsic motivation for you to move on. But after all, so you can't take any initiative, no bold initiative.
Accident to do a obi could be in a whole minister boa. Oh, some quanta ways to the Asia Bay for a part, they couldn't come call for. Hey, can you just imagine?
So in any serious country, you know, there's such a mind, and you're fixed. Say overholding any position anywhere in the world. But that is the corrupt system we've built for ourselves. So Dr. Ren, I think that means trying to able Donald Trump for what he's doing after all. He has been given a mandate. I know that people are going to judge him based on some kind, yeah? So you can be angry. You can disagree with his modus operandi and so forth. But that is the promise he made to the people. He's not deporting people. Also, we name Krata. So we can't have a rational conversation and bastardize him. For what reason? There are no basis to it. But it's a wake-up call that we needed to take it upon ourselves. Because what Trump is doing, is re-echoing the failure so staggering in that part of the world. And then he's ending all the free money that is flowing from America to South Africa to any other. He's stopping all these things. So it means that countries are going to start funding for themselves. You understand? Yet your budget is for foreign aid and you're funding most of the deficit. And we think it's normal. So whenever what are your budgets now? There is a deficit because we know the money will come in to finance the gap. And the Yebedino, and also change the Yebenya, go and take our budget every single year. That has been the structure of our budget. Always there is a financing gap because America for the discover, USA discover, wait. So we are very confident enough to create a deficit-based budget. The year didn't also change the year. That is the mindset. I think it's good Trump is taking all these things away. So country will face the reality call and begin to fix the mess, the corruption, and the sick mentality now you're taking on. And why there is the need to invest in the young potentials now you will say no. Very often when you have conversation with people abroad, they also you are doing a lot of analysis and so forth. Ghana whether how you move around. I can sit there and tell you that there is no single person living in Ghana which can say, say now men are supporting an army. No single no single person. That is the system we live in. And see, I think the time has come. As you're turning your head back home. Now you said there are a lot of potential here.
Now, I've say even a year too hypocrite to the extent they said, here is the Ghanaian who are war kase. Media, bear money, bear me, that mean gin to me, or ban or bear that mean gin to me. So sank or for no, I won't gin to me. No, I could jibbosia, or musicadi, would me cockwache. Na a beam a soft for ne, Muslimi for. Any young idea no to so where the yes by papa me to more the me my children no based on the faith. But the answer yeah say, yeah, can say papa. We are going to put our monies where our mouth is. And the software no work up Pentecost software Methodist, Anglican, all these churches and all these imams and all these traditional rulers, they are not even willing to even say every neck way the younger said yes, come about or mine busia. No one mind to me the idea, to me the abomadia ya pine. Now, one mind to me the CC school and the CC school dying at the CC hospitals. Near Koyanim, near Kwaji, one more, yes, so say, one more dear, one more yano, a taboo. Don't you think it says about time our people who talk like this, start thinking to put their monies where their mouth is? Because America, will born a queer do and they. One also know just on your mana to Europe before one, I just on your mana to it is a serious part. Yeah, why don't we start having a reset of a mind? How to also start investing in our country to make our country mighty. Anna, Ivan.
Dr. Aaron, I said the last time my country was a Yahania Kasakwa. Corruption in Ghana, no, Babia I am massive. I within even the church. Corruption in Ghana, where it is so staggering. We want a time a beginning within the church. With the spring up of some of these individual churches here, there are no regulations. Corruption is so staggering and so massive to the point to say it's a filthy enterprises. People are use to make money for themselves. So you cannot just base any argument on anything that comes from these people, because the question is on one casano moral standing at the same. And unfortunately, Christianity, which we all grew up in, has become a penthouse among for Edia and Nema Sabi. What's in China among Ferrocra to associate yourself with this? Because there is this massive hostile intrusion by some vagabonds who are taking over the whole space, using it for whatever reason. And the system, there are no regulations. Nobody is regulating anything. So be a
hey, now co-regulating because I have some and John Mahaman could be an uncle or regulated churches. Any woman one man churches in a free nequi, war Bomodia, the Cheshire to a criminal saja. And now they will meet the criteria. No, yeah, Baby, you if you are Ghana for ya because Mahama is a sabon sam.
Yes, and it's the reason why we are here today. And these people have a duty, have a responsibility to ensure, say, you better build the moral foundations of our society. Now you rebuke politicians to do the right thing, take good initiative. Kroma buy your NDC as of for the web beat as of for. A bit more a muya sianoma cross carpet. Na across a consent and a tickle man.
You were people are him for near NDC, so I him for.
Yes. Civil society, or NDC, civil society, or civil society, journalists, or NDC journalists, no journalists. But Karen, that is the problem we have. So if we politicize things to this extent, that we will go nowhere. And that's what the last time I was telling you, said we need a strong-willed, pragmatic, ruthless person as president. You take decision without looking back. You take decision without looking back. Because you believe in what you're doing. You do it with unwavering resolve. If I lose, I don't care. Because my conviction has always been one. Meti Haimenya president, but Dr. Rameno Kasadipa thousands out there 80 years.
Yeah.
So if I'm president today and I lose the presidency, what is the worst that can happen?
Nothing. What
will happen? So you see, but what you use the power to do, that is the most important thing.
And now no crowd there, what can ex-president me who know baby, men can't be but remember what man here? Hey, Massa, posi Charlie, we are seno, we are seno, mere wo homo will be out. Hey, me say, and now no be a papa you baby compared to time or your president. Now bodyguards, and more a friend is saying, BNI say NIB, and a mood in Kofu, and then Nam, and will Kromuha. Then none will be me who know. Now me have conform me Kakrebi and say, hey, this world, leave a good name. That's all. Ivan, your transfer.
Power na ye cano, power now the Indian Sadia sanity. And see, you have that particular way no aid minipamu. But be a OGG young question ho. So whether the things are right or wrong, but you know, you said we need to build the country a bit to me at such a stage for a massive economic takeoff. I incorporated the ingenuity, the creative power, the talent, and the potentials of young people here. How I bet me I harness these potentials into building the foundations of our country and the future and then the offense economic prospect be a bit near a boy in Obakato say countries out there na a man for dreamy. Ghana needs to continue America, not the camera series of my back, your fans about heaven as for Fedia Kuran so Ukrum no. It's a mess up here. So that energy should be channeled to our people just to fix the rot here, just to ensure say we do things right. Because however far you go, eventually you come back home. Because even if you decide not to come, it's not going to be an easy decision, though, Dr. Ryan. Just imagine a black woman in your 80s, in your 60s, and you decided to live in America. Weather conditions, just ask yourself. It's not going to be easy.
You see, easy. Sometimes before public transport now, whom if we be maybe I will be safe free bus man actually maybe I am once na nano mamma musamon tomaboasi. Now be who shopping be brea wako yena and you no kwa na pushing the trolley ultim say wo bre ultim say
they get now be the video be send them a woman I think she's about 16 years. Ajuma ene so kra shovel and na opian snow. Now her mommy you know was so jagge 60 years. Just imagine. Bonnie bang. But all what this is 60 years and cause I be all gen na my word or kra shovel. I don't know opian snow to go because of so I think that
also day.
Also, now Dr. Ran, I wonder where the move I can so everything is shaking. And I overway I found this spasm. Muscles not throw into spasm.
Yeah.
So you have no control, it is shaking because of your friends saying cold, massive cold now we are exposed to no. It's really sad. So I think say your energy we need to invest and we need to see us starting now your respective talents, your respective potential, your respective people you bet me abwa to reshape this country. That is the pattern. Or power we are group power so when you back no. Now it's the same old way now near the Musa now for 4 years now. So then we go away, another set will come. What's an answer now? You don't see any much transformation impact here on the lives of the people. So about cost 90. So from since 1992, a set will come, they will go, another set will come, they will go. What's an answer now? Gauge impact now. We don't see any massive transformation on the life of the people. I think we need to open our eyes and have a very realistic conversation about critical issues like this. Now you know how to reposition this country and benefit you.
Yo, we see how good with Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. Manchester, DAB plus, so Sanso, and a Milton Keynes, and so a DAB plus. London, a DAB, Sanso, now all driving so. Ubenya 92.4 FM. Alexa and so to me at Yanka. My main kind messages nibi and I mean chia a year no more almost so almost so 80 quickly my mean chia draw from Poma Keki I say Isaiah ambassador of humanity Joshua I say Onaru and so I say yes, sir. Greetings, OG, every year at Switzerland. I greet you, sir. Black Mango, and so I say, so Dell, at the saying, Rockefeller, Nana Kofi, Nana, Apomoe, Giddy lawyer, Ochi baby, I will be answer Joe, Leeds, and so Michao, Michao, Fosu Johnson, and so Michao Sanso, and Ora John Gazy. Ora John. I must send here, details in the amount. Why? I must send the details that was here. Kovi, Mamin Jiao, Sanzona, Niama, Johnson, sir, Kajake, when you're Samialo, tell you to your day, I feel quite dear. Casanaya near the house, and means the money P, the fantifrafra. Anyway, Molash, senior Molash, Abi say, yes, sir, senior, Michiao. General Secretary GS Michelle Sanso and Amaminchia a year maga ewaha was see or also in chia. Come. I will see my main kind messages are production team was we are doing very fantastic. I will see Ivan J Innocent way free ora a year coffee or say thank you Ivan. Nana Hema was say Ivan Nyame Enshao P Pedi Amponyankopon Batayadom and Domono Shao na Ghana ebeye with men like you. Memfa a yesewa sewa next you know the message you know say I'm so happy to hear my darling Ivan speaking. I'm listening to you. St. Thomas. Hey, St. Thomas Hospital. Whoever papa. Who know answer yes. Obey and two. And then the hips will be saying the producer as me Ghana for Marshall crowd do. Na me jiji hwan mo so. Omo shio na wow. When call a year Kofi Justice, also Dr. Ren, the indiscipline in our nation is too much. The only thing that Ghana can move forward is when we ensure that we have institutional discipline, we have human discipline. There is too much indiscipline. And the only way out is for us to sanitize the system. I don't mean the one that happened under Jerry John Rawlings. I mean the one that we can use education, engagement, emancipation, the minds of our people, so that we can also have a country that we all like. What also Kofi Justice did, you know. Ora Sule, and so Asamoah Wadiba any. Or say from Sule Sinyani KT, or say fellow Ghanaians, this absolute NDC majority may turn out to be the downfall of Ghana. Hey, Asemu. Or see, if they don't give full respect to the brilliant minority MPP views, they shouldn't think that the law is the same as a propaganda. The speaker is the cause of violence in parliament. Really? He is gradually turning parliament into a playground. Okay. Honorable Agban Sumana Bagbin is the worst speaker in Ghana's history. Long live Ghana, long live MPP. Still, it is highly possible. Inshallah. We every year a year Suliho. Beloved, a year humble. Until we break the colonial structures, we can't go far. Or also, Edia or Deba, you know. Mamin Kai, a year Obibini George, Minchiao, and the son of a cordo, Mamincho, or Kit Eoson, PPPP was sorry. What also 8 be full life for 1 or 2 calls, but there's a many in Ivan Che Innocent answer. When a messenger will be there sending me special, or see me reading my Ivan. I'll say, my name is Ayam Mavis, and I am a GP general practitioner here in London. Dr. Ren, I know you know me very well here in Canterbury. To be honest with you, I have grown to love listening to Rainbow Radio, especially on your days, all because, one, all my kids want to know the happenings in their motherland. That is my country, Ghana. I am married to a white man, and my kids are misraised. And to listen to Ivan Innocent, and I'm trying to explain to them in English language, that yes, there is a hope, there is a new beginning, and definitely Ghana shall be developed by Ghanaians. Yes, Donald Trump will take the aids, will cancel aid. We should also understand that we have a country that is blessed with natural mineral resources. All that we need is to add value, like you always say, Doc, on your show. It is time for us to unite as a nation and teach the youth about the importance of our natural resources. Enough of the colonial education system. It is about time that we teach our people on morals, values, and adding value to our natural resources. This is the only way that we can come out of poverty. Babies, yeah, Ivan, and Sana Mejawamuako. Your take on the CEO Parliament and Tokanto Queen. Meaning, of purpose of become once and more. Say yes, answer. We'll move on to yeah.
it's one topic I can once a minute. Dr. Red, I think that was really shameful. And we are gathered at this point. Now we had a family now we have and how Ghanaians are really into what is happening. So the caller messages there is this renewed energy in Ghanaians wanting to see what the supposed new Ghana is gonna be. So a lot of people with a lot of hope, there are also misfeeling in as a forum. So with this particular appointment committee, the engagement with the public, Dr. Ren, you don't expect to see the old things where we see ourselves as friends. So we can just go there, play handball, joke around and stuff. Because these people are not reading the writings and the signs on the wall, the current situation in Ghana, and how Ghanaians want to perceive and see politics in a different way, in a different light, It is why all these things are coming from. Because where I renew everything, want to see something different, These people don't see those things. They think they are in the old business, old way of doing things, and that is it. And that is where the free say is so embarrassing. Because one institution in recent times, one losing the mojo, one losing the dignity, all losing the essence of parliament. And it's the reason why in recent times you've seen parliament in a lot of denigrative comment for a making. Now, no wonder, and a parliament will drag Oliver to come before them. Subject matter, Oliver apologized. But Dr. Ren, the inferences you can draw from parliamentarians they felt the gentleman had disrespected them. So they needed apology in a bit to redeem the image of parliament. Dr. Ren, I can sit here and tell you, parliamentarians not have any sense of decency, and they need to call Oliver back and apologize to him rather. Because I think they don't deserve the apology you rendered to them. Because the way they handled the guy, the way some of them spoke to him and his lawyer, and barely a day after, you sit on TV and disgrace and embarrass yourself in the manner all of us saw. If anything, at least you show the people back home some respect by acting in a different manner. But we saw the way they acted, throwing tables around, microphones bought with state money on TV. We saw honorable men clad in expensive coats, throwing these things around. At the timer, Ghana Fofi said, oh, this time round, something different is going to happen. We should expect something different. You do this, you dip among for hope and confidence. So we go back to square one. Oh, I said it's business as it's the same thing. It's the same old thing. So Dr. Ren, you don't embarrass yourself, disrespect the people of Ghana in the manner that we saw, and you turn back and demand respect from Menewo because we are ordinary Ghanaians. That can happen. I told you, sir, we've gotten to a point that you can't drag respect from the jaws of people. It's a virtue you must practice and earn it. Because me who be a order is some a fan anima, I could deny mirror anima, Nadima I black that. Aya Brabona Babono, a whole mirror image and a obey from the people. So honorable men, we expect that dignity. You live by that standards in Nasefono. You cannot sit there and assume that every Ghanaian is a fool or every Ghanaian is a foot soldier. So they approve of those trivialities, those childish, your friend is saying, acts now, it's not everybody and not condoning those things. Some of us are very serious people. We want things to happen in a very serious way. We need to engender trust and confidence and convey messages to people. Say, we are serious, we are building a country. But with this, it's a huge drawback on the already tattered image of parliament. The apology the man rendered isn't enough. I've listened to the speaker. He has tried to make some interventions in for by saying that there will be set charging for Dr. Ren. And he has also suspended 4 MPs in for me. That 4 MP suspension, I have issues with that. Because if you watch the video closely, it go beyond 4 people. And based on what criteria I know so to pick those 4 people. And idea you now some could have inflamed that particular thing. So if you choose 4 people from the video without any preliminary stage of investigation, then you give people reason to say anything.
Are you therefore agreeing with with Sulise or Kase? Honorable Bagbin is the worst speaker in Ghana's history. Now marry it to what the minority leader Afenyo Markins Kase. Can a judge shoot a thief on the street merely because it is his view that the person has stolen without taking him through the process of evidence gathering? Do you think Sanko for me doing some more booking the speaker being the worst?
I've had my issues with Babin, and on this platform, I know I have a lot of conversations. I have a lot of reservations so far as Queen of us and Eduma is concerned. But to say that he's the worst, I think that will be extra mile. But me in the past, managing Eduma under the 8th Parliament, because I kept telling you that the 8th Parliament in the term, the weakest link in our democracy and the worst parliament we've ever experienced in recent times. But as to an individual role the speaker played to make him the worst, I need to go back and look at other speakers in the past and do comparative analysis and see. But I am somebody I'm not so much impressed about, because Charlie issue, so other issues you see, and I was suspecting at least he will use his power to summon people to appear before them to answer certain critical questions in as a forum and certain conduct in the course of parliament and pay. But in this particular regard, Dr. Ren, you can't just, there is a fracas in parliament. Our video, it's all over on TV. What you see on the screens, cannot be enough basis to pinpoint 4 people and suspend them. No. We are not living in a secondary school. A teacher debate now working in a class or who's a more sorry, suspend them all. That one, he can get away with it. But in a democratic country like ours, a parliament is a huge institution where penalizing those people will deny them their representation. I am not saying that those people, they don't deserve what has happened to them all. No, that's not my argument. I'm saying that the methodology our employer to select the 4 are problematic. The methodology he employed to select the 4 are problematic for me, because I think that there are more than 4. And as I can at the preliminary stage, go better a full and because with this number, you don't could not public say justify why you pick the 4. Like I said, I'm gonna give more video, which will not entirely explain what happened. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you. And I say Rebecca Sabia, because the 2 of them, they are the chief whips, and Intina, a woman and I said, come on, we put their people in line to behave and not to misbehave.
I think that is a fine point you've raised there. Say, a more leadership role in parliament. So they should have seen to it to say, so reneging on that responsibility, can explain why they are suspended. So you see, like I said, politics, governance, very it's an art. So in that particular vein, you communicate and you explain why. I come from a background where everything you need, if you go to the medical field, I was taught to say, everything you do for a patient, you must have your whys. Why you are doing this? We call it the rationale. Say NG2 now pass your money pana. The rationale that justifies why you're doing this. So I know the day whoever comes to take it through knows, oh, okay, you pass the NG2 because the way. then it makes sense. You can't just throw out such tough decisions out there and no proper explanation as to why some individuals were. Because my culture said on the face of it, you can't just look at the video and pick 4 people. For video, we also saw a crowd of people shouting, pushing, blah, blah, blah. So we are it takes away certain credibility from you. So another day, we crowd with the babano. Now I something different. And so I don't know, and then I'm a friend of marking and others a reason to speak.
It just say what will based on the constitution and the standing orders. They say the standing orders does not permit the speaker even to suspend people outright like that. They just say constitutionally, because they be a speaker and more 2 years, and near constitution and other parliamentary standing orders, a bebra.
I think that when it comes to suspension, constitution, make it quite clear. Say member be a near member, forfeiting the position as MP. There are constitutional arrangements and I draw Safwa pen, so there was an attempt to invoke that particular provision. So
yes,
suspension is a different thing altogether. Dr. Ren, in an association, misconduct, enough grounds for somebody to be suspended.
Yeah.
Whether the constitution talks about it or not, because Parliament now was standing orders are rules of engagement that are dealing with internal discipline. So as long as speaker enyam pamo mono a discipline measure being instituted on to because every single institution our disciplinary code processes and approach are used to deal with misconduct. And the thing now all kind of misconduct. If you misconduct yourself in any institution, whether they are law or not, the institution must find a way to address that particular thing. So can speaker Baba can say, then you can invoke the constitutional provision and make arguments. We are talking about a suspension based on misconduct. I think it's reasonable. Even if you take away law, say it's reasonable. But maybe the problem has to do with the methodology he employed to select the 4. He used to select the 4. And we had a video now, say problematic, unless there are other reasons that speaker and when you explain it to us, maybe on their bar, maybe we can agree. But their course overall, I think was very embarrassing. And I like the bold stance speaker Ateki said. They're investigating, and I think the issue has been handed over to the CID to investigate fully what actually occasioned. And going forward, what has to be done. Ghana, when it comes to investigation, is one thing I don't trust. Because it always ends up the same way we know, Dr. Ren. Now, Obuasi issue. Immediately, President issued a statement, investigation, young council till date. Nobody has been informed how that thing is going. Who investigation?
When you say Obuasi, more exclusive be Obuasi assembly here. Now, you're quite because at this particular moment there, when call for the behind the Imamo Mababo Mwaja Accra and some part of the country, may say ye 2 and more been age or with me about Bejo Mahome Kakra. With me in that time in Bejo Mahome we are a desire and 70 in Abetuja. And let me tell you something about Minia. Obuasi situation is in a go a year very, very deep. Hey. Anyway, yeah.
Our expertise that such condemnations will come and those things. Dr. Ren, so I think that Ghana for our responsibility. You see, there is nobody out there who is going to fix the system. We need to force people to fix the system. And that is our sworn duty as citizens. Because you only it a duty to ourselves, Krana. Let us assume you only it a duty to our kids, to generation yet to come. Because if we fix and make things better, we may suffer the way we are suffering in our own country. And I think that is the responsibility we cannot trash.
Ivan, where the answer me jaw, the crack no. Na mema unkono monsieur na nyame aduma next week so ya to so obi said Dr. Red kindly bring this gentleman tomorrow. Ivan we busy easy see nyane sa anyway Ivan but the crack
I think that we need to be having a lot of social conversation. Last night, so I'll check my ways in timer in the course of the week, we can have a day that will focus on social issues, like we talked about the last time, religious, those kind of stuff, extremism, like grow up in our part of the world, Yes, I think we need to talk about, but maybe we still my time. I think that I will employ Ghanaians in the diaspora, so that they be America, UK, wherever. See yourself as a stakeholder in an enterprise called Ghana. And think here, you should know the company they will be Riasika, will company the Yubia Musika, will be a show traces of arrogance, misconduct. I don't sit there and say, let us take keen interest because a man will seek a bum. Take time to look at foreign remittances about Chroma saying. A yearly basis, Usika can be. You are a stakeholder.
For the last 10 years, 2013 to 2023, Ghana for a work contributed $28 billion.
So don't say that and say, I'm a free meeting. One an hour, half a power, and then you're from what is called Flower. So we are real. So we are depressed, those I know, and fan already in the Sika and Oje. But for all this nonsense to stop, we need to make sure that we fix this country and make it an arena, averaging, at least. Anyone at all can take care of himself. Or Frewa, Nasabi Adena Born so. And that is the only way we have a duty to do that. And say, yes, sir, I think Ghana will be a better place. And don't say it's not possible. Trust me, it is possible. When America started, not a look more daunting like this, but they made it possible. We can make it and make the Ghanaian dream possible. All it takes is commitment and sacrifices, and we need to do that.
Wow, Ivan, you better ask me share me aduma. You be doing command say be Wednesday, bet me I pick one of the social conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Yellow Joe, young corner, young Kwam man, Joe Aquaba. Yellow Joe, Yamo Aquaba. Na Apomwe.
Oh, Yam once year.
Yeah.
TV now, we are away.
Yes, you're here, Wapa.
I know so time for a very quick one. And Mamitia and Ivan, I think that I agree with you almost everything that he has said, especially even with the investigation. Doctor, how can I say President Mahama taking when instructed IGP said the killings in the 2020 elections and all that, and all that, still in there. And a deadline on mine and pound.
And the crab, you may follow up, Yentin Hoshi, the crepa.
Okay, until we need to say President, because me, I have my disagreement, say, Sebi. You couldn't panai IGP over now, I'm a president, I bet you say investigation. That man should be gone by now. So, you see, Doctor, this is the problem I have with young Ghana. Over school, I brought you about Betina, Missy, I brought you in a yabi, a new mammy, say Bianca, Ubenyes can always your answer. It seems I am called on your own 2 Nino Munyevi. What the school will have a bubble PhD near the idea, say, Crum Hannah Sebi, and there will be leadership like this, and by this time I resign that.
What on studio about King's College, or no studio about King's College. Now, no crime, and one was said, no. I am one was IGP, no one known a year head of MTTD, a year research, a year department. Then so under him, Ghana motor accident, any a year accident happen here. Yeah, who know a year friend is intervention reforms be or the buy. So you be any atamino near the year IGP. Hey, Ghana.
Yeah, well, to say because under what circumstance what's now I'm a president, by your investigation answer. And then number 2, what they see of Parliamentary. Doctor, no police if only I didn't know.
Oh, mujina no mo salute o mo MPs no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it, doctor. Who you are into this research thing. Mesrewa, Sayambo, now Wednesday, very possible. My some of the privileges are a chroma MPs in a work. Yeah, MPs in Quadia Sabi. Only some Rubiana Kakan, I see you work for privileges committee. I don't know a day on me, I don't necessarily MPs, they are not still. I don't necessarily Sabi, on my Juma.
Oh, Oliver Bakavoma was stealing now and go for Gigi Sikano.
Me say so be catching MPB so in Celia, yes, and Tiasie.
Our friend or yeah micro minority no can say oh you don't be a silly child no.
Exactly. Now do and yes 7 for my being man on me. And yes, silly people on me, yes, sir. Yes, I can't. This committee. And your mind are your team. Yeah, for servant. Not servant na I am bra. Say bra no me di I am more position. Yenge yentimi for servant no yentimi someone omo embassy mudi nkwasi asem 7 most mobile answer. Na wo de wo ka say ani e do akọ parliament. Ye the law be act through omo say 7. Another pray election nya ono no go to. Ye another pray no go to. Ye tin say wa tutu. And then run the organ a man kwan so tutu no fa mo bi o say. I mean doctor, sometimes we need to be serious. We cannot be having a country like this as he said. It is very appalling. There is nothing honorable about these people, irrespective of whether MPP and this. There is nothing honorable about them.
Hey, now we branch secretary we and NDC Lisi. Why when you much chamba pamu?
Our family, doctor, say yes, for about 30 something years, Ghana and April. Me, I'm not here to serve John Mahama or to serve Bendis. I'm here to serve my country. What I say, me mbambe ye NDC and NPP. Your mind yet say and your party yet say. So party ye you know mine say ya. Party no de coin. Over so good through so away. But on mine ye ya and a party no enyam faso. I'm not here to serve anybody. And anything I make can say. On mine then say yes, say you better through mine more mine no either. Aye. Na ye na ye ho atọ so man ye ya MPP or NDC so ye na ye be enjoy. I will not be here to because some years I'm a hypocrite and now MPP 4 years ago I was challenging say Gabo and the rest say mumbra na mumbe condemn mu aban no na dwumi me so dia me kata so mu aso enye ye da and your mumbe pam mentem o me pam mentem pa because I'm not ready to go by that rule ni say we don't wash our dirty linen outside. If you don't want the dirty linen to be washed outside, don't make the linen dirty in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Fancy, I say. Your time in the end, as Yami had much now. Me nobody train come up. Me nobody come up. 1-on-1. Thank you so much. Johnny, Cotine, Kano, and no Adumasa. I was say, I love this color. One more muti, no, yeah, one more might be down. What you say? I say, pepe. Abonon soon 7 p.m. You be call Ghana. Agbelen quick. And Rainbow Radio. We call the Kessiepa to say Rainbow Radio London. Kessiepa and so on. Yakofa Yankontomun some news at 7. Na eja wetidi a call bremino senior tier. Abena say they don't deserve honorable. We must stop calling them honorable. Honorable. Me na me nuano mutie me e wo TikTok ase, Facebook ni YouTube na me da mase. Nyame adom a mosomfo me te se densu kese pa. Me de nsempa ne bebre nyame adom a ochena 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Enzema akotokode hia. Said the nano me kind will be a family one time. But say Kwame Nkrumah wo fast in me. Was it the other can who creation me before say Kwame Nkrumah wo fans him. George ewo George Nyameke me am of me cousin or Ghana or Gina the Rastama. Baby I will be a bichia. So na bichia me mama the beautiful Elizabeth our fair Polly. Bichia me grandmother so queen mother. Cock Foster no tie ba sisi no was also e wo be krum kika I mean, chia guess, no boys, ni na. They go for the news at 7.
Oh, share market pa Yukura wa Africa, better $3.4 trillion. Na I was a big market before come boom. Na yetimi ayanasa. Na edom kume wamra shebe bia wamuba no dani ononyamfo Alexander Afenyo Markins so edi atu just say NDC for a parliamentary enya dia omatimi do omododo no abamra shebe bia fie abaji bibia tumda eyo omodom kuma no ana eso wo masene abusuafo nsem wei ene afoforo pii aka edika na afenso editi anwumrei yabobo ano de beda o se nyankontom nsem ba bibiara wo yamo adwo yamo akwaba miemfa sadama Adum City Estate na anwumrei se waso yasene medin ene kwabena Japan yamo
Rainbow Radio.
Yendi abrochiri Ghana. Yendi Ghana abrochiri.
Yanshen Samanase Emfa Emma Way. Ghana Mampani John Dramani Bahama Edia to a bibema can define and say, and I'm more a year to